Hey, what's up, Facebook? What's up, guys? Welcome to Tuesday Thoughts with Mike, your mentor. Hope you guys have had a good day today. Gonna be in and out pretty quick tonight, but I want to pose a topic to you to think about, and that is why are men leading quiet lives of desperation? Don't know if you've heard that before. So, this has kind of been an interesting journey for me since I started this page. If this is your first time watching, welcome. Appreciate you checking it out. If you're watching the replay, welcome. And the whole purpose of this page is to take all the things that I've learned over the years, all the crazy situations that I've gone through, from my childhood to my teenage years to my young adult years. Some more than most go through in their entire life, and share the wisdom that I've gleaned from those situations and other things with guys, right? Because the world is the way it is because men have not stepped up to the plate. We haven't stepped up to the plate as fathers. We haven't stepped up to the plate as husbands. We haven't stepped up to the plate as community members. We have not stood our ground and done a good job. And the world is crazy, man. There's so much crazy stuff going on out there. It's just unbelievable. And it's because as men, we have a higher calling on our lives, whether we want to accept that or not. I mean, there's a higher calling as a father. There's a higher calling as a husband. There is a higher calling as a brother and a friend. And when we choose to walk away from that and not accept it and accept that challenge and the honor that comes with that, chaos ensues. And men were created to be leaders. And when we don't lead those around us, they fall. And people get hurt in a multitude of ways. So this page is primarily about me taking the seeds that have been sown into me over all these years and helping share and sow those seeds into other men. Because the truth is that wisdom is wisdom. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are. Wisdom is wisdom. It's true whether you like it or not. So you can choose to accept it, or you can choose to live in denial and not deal with that, and not learn, not seek it out, not seek to understand it, not seek to put it in your heart or in your head. So this journey for me, not only over the last year or since the beginning of the year, but it's been longer than that, has been kind of crazy in some aspects. So I want to say it was last April, maybe April, May. I made this video about dealing with the aftermath of my brother committing suicide, and more so from a standpoint of it being, man, 2019, almost 18 years later, and how that still affects me and affects my family, that tragedy. And there was a lot of response to that video from a lot of different people. And as part of that, I joined these suicide groups on Facebook because I just wanted to share this video to just give people hope and to just help people who maybe were contemplating how much their life was worth, encouragement and hope, and let them know that there are people out there that love them, whether they're able to recognize it or not. And I quickly was overwhelmed and had to stay off of those pages and change my feed up, because the amount of people that were depressed and wanted to take their life, just disheartening. And the majority of those people were men. So I come to you tonight and I ask you, why are men living these desperate lives? These quiet lives of desperation and unfulfillment. And I don't have all the answers, but I think I want to pose 3 things to you for you to think about. And maybe we can have a conversation about that in the comment section or over Messenger, or however you feel fit. But I want to pose these 3 things to you. I think the first reason that men are so susceptible to depression and men commit suicide at a higher rate than the female gender is because we lie. And when I say we lie, I don't mean we lie to hurt people. I'm not talking about that kind of lie. I'm talking about the kind of lie we tell ourselves so that we don't have to face reality. So, as men, we're taught growing up that we don't express feelings, that if something bothers us, we stuff it down. And I don't know if this is ever taught as much directly as it is indirectly through society and societal norms, especially in Western culture. And it's crazy, right? Something will happen to us, and the first thing out of our mouth will be like, oh, that doesn't matter, or that's no big deal, or that doesn't bother me. When the truth is, it is a big deal. That did bother me. I think of my dad, when my dad left when I was 15, and high as a kite, out in the front yard, screaming and ranting at my mom, gets in the semi-truck, drives off, and I'm just like, WTF is going on? I was pissed, and I was hurt. And I really never took the time to acknowledge that all those feelings that came over me, and how could my dad abandon me again and leave and run off and do this and leave me to clean up the mess of the aftermath of what he's now done. That hurt. And I never addressed that for 10, 15 plus years. Fully. Just ignored it. Just kept stuffing it down. Didn't want to go there. Didn't want to deal with it. Kept lying to myself about how I felt about that situation. Kept lying to myself about how that made me feel, and that it was no big deal. It was a huge freaking deal. You know, and I see men, and I'm preaching to the choir because I'm not perfect in any of this stuff, right? I still deal with owning my truth, right? I should say owning my truth, owning the truth of how I feel and what I think about situations, and speaking up about it, and acknowledging it first for myself and then for other people, and going about that the right way. But I see so many men who don't, and who never have acknowledged these things in their past that they've been carrying around. You know, dead man walking. dead men walking because of some wound that happened to us when we were kids, or maybe we were teenagers, or maybe it's recent, and we refuse to own how we feel about it. And I don't know why. Is it because we're afraid of what others might think of us? Is it because the pain is so great that we don't want to touch it? Is it because we're scared of how we might really feel about a situation or about somebody? I don't know, man. But it's got to change. It's got to change, and it's got to change fast. So that's number one. Number two I want to pose to you is, as men, no one knows who you are. When is the last time, this is a rhetorical question by the way, this one coming up. When is the last time you did something that you weren't proud of? Something that might be considered, I don't know, bad, unbecoming, immoral. Who knows about it? Are you the only person that knows about it? 95% of the time, I'm willing to bet that you are. And that's what I mean by no one knows who you are. Who knows the bad? Who knows, like that movie, The Good, the Bad, or The Good, the Bad, the Ugly with John Wayne, I think it is? Who knows all that about you? Who knows the good? Who knows the bad? And who knows the ugly? Who knows about those skeletons you got in your closet? I know. You got 5,000 friends on Facebook. Everybody knows you. Do they? Everybody knows about you. Everybody might know your name. So what? Do they know what makes you stay up late at night staring at the ceiling? Do they know what motivates you to get up each day and go to work? Do they know what causes you to take that second or third stair? Do they know what crazy and twisted thoughts you think at your job? See, when are we going to recognize the lie that, one, we've been told, two, that we believe, and three, that we refuse to let go of because it's become like some sort of safety blanket for us? And that lie is that no one can really know who we are. What if they ever found out? What if they ever found this out about me? You know, I heard something the other day that I've been thinking a lot about, and it deals indirectly with this. It had to be about, it was the idea about shooting a video and putting it on Facebook. And one person was saying, the person who was being encouraged to shoot the video was like, well, what if no one likes it? What if someone thinks something bad about it? And the person who posed the question said, who cares? And I get it, right? Because you do care. You know, you want to look right, you want to get it right, you want to be accepted. It's human nature, right? Who doesn't want to feel chosen and valued and appreciated and all those things? But he took it a step further and he said, it's really none of your business what someone else thinks. And I thought that was freaking profound, right? Like, one, you might not ever know what they think because they're going to watch it and they're going to think it and they're never going to voice it. But two, like I said, like he said, it's none of your business what they think about your video. If they think you suck, if they think you look goofy, if they think you can't talk, if they think you don't know what you're talking about. Just going to move on. And in the rare case that they don't, oh well, they're not the majority. So who really knows who you are? When are you going to stop hiding? When are you going to get real? When are you going to stop this whole fake it till you make it BS? You're not fooling anybody. I can spot a poser a mile away. A mile away. My grandpa always said you can't BS a BSer. And how true he was. Because I've played that game. I've walked that walk. Man, and it's tough. It's emotionally draining. It's mentally draining. And I can see how men find themselves waking up one day not realizing who they are because they've played this stupid game for so long. So long. They don't even know who they are or what to do. The person they've become. See, and it doesn't happen overnight. We like to think that it does. Nope. It's a slow seduction. Extremely slow. It's like watching grass grow. And we just get comfortable. And we get used to it. And we settle for less. The next thing you know, we refuse to accept responsibility. We get more passive by the day. We forget what it's like to be courageous. Till life sucks the life out of us. Gotta fight that stuff, man. We gotta do something about it. We gotta be aware of that. And the thing that keeps us aware of that is by having people in our community, in our circle, in our tribe, whatever you want to call it, that know who we are. That know it all. There's freedom, man, in just being who you really are. Putting all your dirty laundry out there. And having someone still accept you, still love you, still care about you. And I'm not saying you just go around Facebook just throwing all the skeletons out of your closet, because that wouldn't be right. That wouldn't be wise. You're not honoring your heart by doing that. The way you do that is by you find somebody or some people, a group that is safe, that you can trust, where it's two-sided and you can be authentic and share the hard stuff. The hard stuff. And they do the same. And then you guys both walk it out in freedom. Because then it has no control over you. There has no guilt. It has no shame. It's gone. And you can start to move forward. And you can start to regain that life back. And be alive with life. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be hard times ahead. That doesn't mean there's not going to be opportunities to learn new things or to face new situations, because life is about the journey. We're constantly growing. But we can choose to grow to our full potential by taking a step back and visiting our past and leaving some of those things behind. Or we can choose to try to move forward, dragging 4 or 5 dead bodies behind us everywhere we go. Because we refuse to let those things be buried. And it's counterintuitive. The only way they can be buried is by exposing them. Not the other way around. So the last thing here, and then we'll get out of here. Number 3 is we lose our sense of adventure. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just want to be bad. I just want to be rebellious. I don't want to take the narrow path, the hard way. I want to be selfish. I want to be in full control, my way. And I think part of that comes from the sense of adventure that we have as men, to get out there and create and explore and to break the rules in a conventional sense. Right? There's this person in us, there's this side in us that needs to get out and run and express itself. And sometimes that expresses itself in a good way, and for a lot of us guys, that expresses itself in a destructive way. But the question is how do we regain this sense of adventure? What does that look like? You know, for me, I think it means getting outside in the woods. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I loved climbing trees. I would climb trees. But funny thing is, I'm scared of heights, so I get up in the tree and then I wouldn't know how to get down because I'd be scared. But there's something about nature, right? There's something about getting out there. There's something about just the freedom of I don't know. The only way I can explain it is a buddy of mine a long time ago, he had his bachelor party. And for his bachelor party, this is what we did. Played basketball. We ate good food, food up from the grill. We played some cards. And believe it or not, we wrestled. Like literally wrestled. Like there was a wrestling tournament in his backyard. And I gotta tell you, it was friggin' awesome. You know, I was like being a little kid again and just running, having fun with the boys, no worries, just good, clean, fun. There's that physicalness in there. There was the mental challenge of the card games. You know, all this, there's camaraderie, all this wrapped into one. Like, that's adventure to me. You know, we gotta find our sense of adventure again. We gotta do something fun. Sometimes it's good, man, to just get away from this stupid thing and get out of here, get out of this, right? This comfort. So, I don't know what that looks like for you. I don't know if any of these points resonate with you. Like I said, these are just some questions I wanted to ask you. Because either way, something's got to be done, man. Something has got to be done. Too many good people are dying. And they're taking their own lives. Because they lost hope. Because they wanted to keep lying to themselves. Because they didn't have nobody that they could be open and honest with. Stop buying the lie. Stop buying the lie. One step at a time, one day at a time. Why do I do this? Why do I care about this? Sometimes I can't put my finger on it. But it bothers me to see good people, good brothers, hurting because they don't have the tools necessary to live an authentic life, to be themselves, to quit the BS. And it just breaks my heart when I hear people take their own lives. They'd rather die than deal with whatever they have going on. And trust me, in a crazy way, part of me understands. I mean, I've almost been there. Depressed, not sure what to do next, not sure who to call, who to tell, right? You get that, you just become paralyzed in that paranoia and that fear starts to circle around you and engulf you. But you know what? All it can take is one good person in your life to stick their hand out and say, I got you. Go do this. I got you. I got you. Ha! I got you. Come on. You know, you get that voice going, that voice inside your head. You can do this. We got this. Keep going. One more step. One more step. Because it ain't just about us, guys. It's about our wives. It's about our kids. It's about our grandkids. It's about these generations that haven't even been born yet. It's about changing, I don't know about you, but it's about changing my family tree. No more divorce. No more timid men. No more men who don't accept responsibility. No more men who are passive in what they do. No more men who don't know what courage is. No more men who just live for themselves and live for the moment and leave no type of legacy in anybody else. I'm not having it in my family anymore. And I want to challenge you to not have whatever it is in your family anymore. If you come from good stock, you got good family, you got good parents, God bless you, awesome. You owe it to them to keep it going. If you don't, if you came from difficult situations, difficult childhood, first you need to stop blaming that stuff, right? You can acknowledge it. I mean, it happened, it's reality. But it ain't no crutch. You have a choice to make. And you can leave that, you can go back and deal with that stuff and then move beyond and experience the life that you were created to have. And then you can change your whole family tree for those around you and those who are coming after you. That's legacy. I think that's about it for tonight. I love you guys. You're watching this. You don't even know me. I don't know you. I don't need to, man. Because I've been there. I get it. That's why I share what I share. So you don't have to do it alone anymore. So you don't have to feel like you don't know what's going to happen next anymore. Like you're all alone. Like you're the only one out there. I get it. But now, you got to take what I'm sharing and you got to do something with it. You got to find those people in your life that'll lift you up, that'll encourage you, that'll speak truth. It doesn't matter if they're physically by you or if it's you tuning into this thing every day. Or doing like I did, getting mentors in books, on tapes, on CDs, on the TV, watching YouTube videos. You got to feed yourself good stuff. We reap what we sow. It's the original eternal law. Alright. I think I've preached enough for the night. So appreciate you guys. I love you. And hope you have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow for Wednesday Wisdom. Peace out. If I can figure out how to turn this thing off.